Hello and welcome to this very important taste challenge. Important in the context of tasting different liquors and beers and deciding which is which and which one is better, if you want to call that important. I like to do these little exercises though because it helps me learn to taste things better, I think. We have Ansac French brandy, well, it's actually specifically Cognac brandy, V.S. very special. Introduced in 1847. Okay. Okay, I have the label. A for Ansac. Versus Hennessy V.S.O.P. privilege. Introduced in 1817, specifically produced for the Prince of Wales, later King George IV of Great Britain and Ireland. And his dominions across the seas. Anyway, well, George IV of the House of Hanover enjoyed it, and then so they started selling it as their upvalued brand. Now there's many others from Hennessy, but around here I see the V.S., the most popular one, their standard. The V.S.O.P, the one I'm having today from time to time, and the black. Now, if you go to specialty stores, you may see the XO, the James Hennessy, which might be hundreds of dollars for the crystal bottle with it, whatever. Okay, so the appearance. Now you say, why are you doing that in the dark? Well, it's not quite dark yet. I see that there's daylight coming into play. It's 6:03 a.m. Central Time, but I noticed that there was light starting to show itself at 5:53. So we'll see the sunrise. Well, we won't see the sunrise because we're not facing that direction, but we'll see the ambient light from the sunrise. Okay, so the appearance. I noticed that this one, the Hennessy, is darker than the Ansac. That makes sense because the V.S.O.P is aged longer. So it's more of a apricot color, dark amber. This is a lighter amber gold thing. Okay, so you would expect that. Do they have colorings added? I don't believe so. I don't think Cognac can have that. Brandy can have that. According to the United States Tax and Trade Bureau, brandy can have caramel color added. That's, you know, what caramel is. Burnt sugar and it's brown, and they may disclose that fact. They do not have to disclose that fact. Whiskey may have caramel color added. It may have natural flavors added. It must disclose that fact. So see, one is an option and one is a command. The United States government constitutionally has the right to regulate interstate commerce, and that's part of it. You might say, yeah, but they do a lot of other things that are not constitutional. Well, we know that's the case, but sometimes they actually follow it. So in that case, they are following it. All right. Okay, I got them nice and rotated, mixed up. Can't tell them apart. Well, I'm not going to look down at them. Cover them up. Let's see. We might get some online comments. Don't think we will. It's kind of early, but you never know. All right, and just mute this, and then we'll be ready.
Meet Alcon.
All right. Strong alcohol, but nice wood and fruit and dried fruit, dried flowers. Grape skins. Smells really good. Over here. Alcohol doesn't smell so great. It's the truth. It smells a little moldy. Like, say, maybe the barrels in the room had mold in them. I know I said that with the Jim Beam. Hold on, my nose. I shouldn't have had that Dave's Insanity sauce with the eggs. But it was good. It's just that I can take the heat. The heat is no problem. It makes my nose run like a faucet. That Dave's Insanity sauce. So it's inconvenient to eat. It's, you know, put on the food. It's like a hassle. But I wanted to try it. The Jim Beam had the mossiness, but it seems to give it a unique aroma, and it's nice. This one, I noticed this when I first popped the cap. I did a solo review, and I didn't really talk about that. I should have. But then it wasn't presenting itself when I was smelling it out of the glass. Now it is. It's coming like out of the bottle. I know what it is already. It's the Ansac. It's kind of an old. I was gonna say like rotted vegetable matter, like if it's been in the trash and it's sort of rotted, and you say flies might like it. Now is that a good description of it? I don't think it's a good description. But sometimes odd aromas and flavors can be odd, exotic, unusual, strange, different, peculiar, but they don't make the beverage bad, like the beer, the Patascala from Stone, that red ale, the hoppy red ale, that so-called IPA. I gave some very strange descriptors when I did the revisit. And Elgin said, how can you describe, you know, he was basically saying you describe it this way with things that on their face, you know, prima facie would just be repellent, but yet you give it an A. Yeah, I know, I said strange, huh? Those kind of things are strange, but it's best to it really is best, I think, this is the way I do it. Whatever is in your head, say it, because that's probably accurate, even if it's not going to sound good. Because then when you start hedging, right, you say, oh, well, I better not bring that up. Then your review is not as credible. Anyway, why are you covering for it? Do you have stock in the beverage company? I don't have stock in any beverage companies, but you want to be careful. I think you want to be careful to be explicit with what you're saying, and not to hold back and to try to maybe like cover for the beverage. And then in a way you're covering for yourself, because you say, oh, I'm doing this world-class item, or it's outstanding, it's in the mid A's, high A, and but then you feel like I better not say anything because there'll be too much blowback or whatever. So that's kind of It's a problem. I want to try to be more and more explicit and not hold back. Yeah, this one's just, oh, wonderful in every way. Spiciness, spicy bread. The dried, like I said, the dried fruit, some vanilla, maybe sesame seeds. Even the tahini, maybe some corn, flake maize, whatever. You know, it doesn't have any of that, right? What is it made with? A mixture of eau de vie, which comes from grapes, and it's aged in barrels for a good amount of time in France. There's no coloring. There's no fruit flavor except for the grapes. There's no dried flowers or spiced bread or sesame seeds or any of those things in there. But that's how complex the Hennessy V.S.O.P is. I think that's what it is. I could be wrong, but I just don't think so. This one here. Hey, sorry, Ansac, but I don't owe you anything. I bought the bottle from Hammond Quick Stop. I got that bottle and the other bottle. What was the other stuff? Some other product for $7 total. I see Ansac around. I don't see it around too much, but usually it's in the 750 milliliter. It'd be at a place like Cognac's. Oh yeah, it was the Carstairs whiskey, blended whiskey that I had bought with the Ansac. There's some fruit skin or something. I don't know. It's just, it's not coming across too wonderfully. Before I start tasting, let's see if there's any online comments. I wouldn't expect that, but could be. Jacob Miller says, would you ever buy Hennessy as a daily drink or a go-to drink? It's too expensive. I would just buy Christian Brothers V.S. because, you know, it's not as good as Hennessy, but it's worth the trade-off. I mean, I'm going to pay $10 for a bottle as opposed to $30, and it'll be fine, you know. But I mean, Hennessy's great. Courvoisier they're good. I think a lot of that you're paying for the name, but their name is backed up by their quality. It's not just name. I mean, they deliver, okay? They deliver. Christian Brothers, E&J, Paul Masson, oh, they deliver too, the American brandies. But they deliver what you'd expect for the price. But they're not bad. They're not bad. They're not bad. They're not bad at all. I mean, I've done reviews. I said they're very good. I like them. They have a little bit more candy sweetness, though. They might have flavors added. I don't know. They don't have to disclose it. So no. I don't know. Now the most important part, the taste. Yeah. Oh, it's so spicy. It's got, you say, oh, it's got cinnamon in it. It has to have cinnamon. There's no way this is not a cinnamon version of Hennessy. Well, I must tell you now, it has no cinnamon. It's just how pinpoint the company is with their quality. You say, well, how could I have all these attributes, all these descriptors in it? It's just grape, essentially what? Grape juice distilled, right, and aged in French oak barrels. Well, I don't know how, but it just does. And the Hennessy company has had the same family of distillery masters since their founding. You hear what I'm saying? The same family. What is it, the 7th generation? sort of like Heaven Hill with the Beam family, and the Jim Beam with the No family, which is the Beam family, just the maternal name from a descendant, to, you know, ancestry, just their descendants. So I mean, they know what they're doing. 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 All right. It just is just fabulous in every way. Now I paid $17.55 for this bottle, $17.55, and that was a very unusually low price. I got it in that gift pack, 375 milliliter bottle, but it's worth every dollar, I think. All right, here we go. This taste is fine. I'm talking about the aroma is just like off-putting. Yeah, it's like you kept that salad in that bag salad in the fridge too long. You opened it up. So something about a rotted vegetable matter that doesn't appeal to people, including me. Flies like it. But the taste here is just really good. I mean, it's good. It's sweet. It's boozy a little bit. Of course, it's 80 proof. It's spicy a little bit. There's a little caramel. There's like I say, sugar, sweetness, fruit, grape skin, vanilla, barrel, everything. I mean, so I guess if you bought it just to sip and you made a mixed drink with it or something like that, and it was, say, maybe, like, what's the price? Like, if you paid $15 a bottle for the 750 milliliter, it would be fine. Hennessy Privilege, you're going to probably pay $35 minimum for a 750 milliliter, the Privilege V.S.O.P. So it's fine, but I mean, the smell, I mean, I don't understand the smell. I mean, yeah, he had it caked with dust and he hadn't taken care of it, whatever. I mean, he's still got a couple of bottles over there. And I cleaned it off with warm water and soap, but still in all, it was sealed. It wasn't like setting out in the sun in the backyard somewhere. Well, I mean, it may have been for knowing that place, but I mean, I don't think it probably was. But so aroma, it's a failure. I mean, a big failure. Taste, it's a success. They both have medium body. They finish, you know, medium dry. Yeah, it's no problem. It's obviously not a V.S.O.P. And I'm not saying it's harsh. The V.S., like the E&J V.S., whatever, or the Albertsons brandy that I bought for $4.99, they rebranded it, though. If you go to Albertsons now, they have some kind of brandy. It's called, like, I don't know, some made-up name. You know, one of these store names. And they got it repackaged. It looks better, I guess, than saying Albertsons brandy, you know, with their Albertsons logo, like Great Value brandy or Thrifty Made brandy or Surefine brandy. You know, that maybe didn't appeal. Some people didn't mind because they were paying $4.99 for it, $5.99. They didn't mind. But I didn't notice any kind of weird, unpleasant aromas with that. But what I'm saying with those is they're kind of like basic, like unrefined, I guess you'd say, undeveloped. They're sort of like, and I think that's why people say they're rough or they're harsh. And they're not really rough or harsh. They're just sort of like, it's hard to describe, like introductory or something. If you do the E&J V.S. and then you go to the V.S.O.P. and then you go to E&J X.O., you'll notice that they'll kind of tick up, like the quality. It's not a major jump. Like if you went from V.S. to X.O. with E&J, Ernest and Julio Gallo in Modesto, California, wouldn't be a major jump, but it would be a noticeable jump. And the price will go about $2, right? So $9.99 for the V.S. and then $11.99 for the V.S.O.P. Maybe $13.99, and then maybe $15.99 for the X.O. But there's a difference. Okay, so I'm going to call it. Yeah, it's just too apparent. Oh, I mean, it's just no. If I'm wrong here, I'm just gonna be shamed for the rest of this video reviewing hobby. You say you don't know what you're talking about. I would obviously not, but I think this is the Hennessy. Yeah. This is a bad thing here. This is really bad. Did I mislabel it when I poured it? I don't think so, but you know. It smells like sugar, caramel, Ansac. All right, we got a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Louisiana, we have a problem. Gabriel says hi. Carol says hello. Gabrielle says I can't watch this live. YouTube video is having problems. Sorry about that. I had some problems last night where we were doing a great hangout and then it just, my audio went crazy. I think I received a major update though from this thing I have in AVG, and then it went crazy for a minute. And then I reset it. It was fine. I had to restart the system, but I think that's what caused that. It was good. At least we were finished. You say, stop trying to change the subject. Get back to the brandy. Get back to the Cognac. Oh yeah, okay. Okay. Woo! Am I looking at this right? Ansac A.H. Hennessy. Chihuahua. I'm talking about all these complexities and the wonderfulness, and over here I'm talking about rotted vegetable matter. And I paid a massive amount more money. Oh man. I'm going to revisit this like immediately right now. I mean, like I said, they both taste good, but I don't know. I don't know, people. Now you say, because we had this little controversy. People say, if you drink gin or brandy or whiskey and do these taste challenges at 6 in the morning, you're an old alcoholic. Somebody said he noticed with the frequently asked questions that tasting that started that no one would say they were an alcoholic. No, I'm a hobbyist. No, I'm an enthusiast or whatever. Why do you think that is? They asked me. I'm going to answer those comments later. I hadn't gotten to my comments today. Oh, because they're never going to admit it. You know, alcoholics usually won't admit it. Oh, I'm all right. I just I have a lot of stress. They'll say I have a lot of stress, or I'm uptight, or you're giving me a hard time. Stop giving me a hard time, man. But you know, it's a denial issue. In my case, I'm not denying it because I'm not admitting it. I'm not saying I'm not. I said I'm a hobbyist. Now, in this case, you say you can't drink more. Now, if you drink more than these little, what was it, 1.5 ounces in each glass, if you drink more than that this morning, you're an alcoholic. No, in this case, I'm a crisis manager because I just went through this whole exercise and I said that the Hennessy privilege smelled like old rotted vegetable matter and the Ansac smelled wonderful. And I went all these elaborate descriptions, and then I said, you get what you pay for, and then that was totally undermined by my guests. So I'm going to go rinse the glasses. I'm going to presume that I poured it in the wrong thing. I mean, I don't think that's the case. And then we'll try it again. And you might say, you're just using that as an excuse to drink more. No. You're wrong, A, and then, but you made up for it by being wrong. Okay, Hennessy. Okay, we're going to do this. I don't know what's going on, people. Now you say it's the age. You had that Hennessy bottle open since December. That's what affected it. Oh, come on. this brandy is not going to go bad. I could revisit it in 2039 and it'll be fine. I saw a veteran from the Doolittle raid was opening a bottle of brandy they had bought back in 1942, and they were going to celebrate the anniversary, but he was the only one alive, so he had to celebrate it. There was some idea they were going to celebrate the 75th anniversary with this brandy, this cognac they bought. And I couldn't figure out on the newspaper report which brand it was, but he was opening it, and the guy's like 101 years old. All right, let's try this again. I know I did it right this time. I think I did it right the last time. So we'll mix them up. I'm scared, people. I mean, I'm really scared. But that's the thing about these taste challenges. You know, you think you know, but you don't know, and you'll never know. Well, you will know if you keep doing it. Are they reliable? Are they valid? I think they're valid because you're doing it blind. You're putting it in the same size glasses, same amount, same temperature, room temperature. So you try to factor out any variables. You mix them up. You don't cheat. You say, are they reliable? Will it be the same result time after time after time? This I don't know. Are even reviews reliable? You taste it once and you taste 5 ounces of the beer and you're saying, oh yeah, it's an A, you know. I mean, it's valid because you're tasting it, right? And you would presume that people brush their teeth daily and their mouth is healthy, whatever. Is it reliable? John Sharon and I talked about that. Maybe try the beer 5 times and then give it a real good evaluation. But then that's not practical. So it might be valid and reliable, but it's not practical. So your channel is like filled up with repeat and revisit and redo. And then people say, I don't want to see all that. I'm not a scientist. I don't even care, damn it. I just want to drink the beer. So you got to take that into account. Now, last call for Brandahol, Cognac-ahol. All right. Okay. All right. Do this right. Now, same thing. No off-putting. Who left the vegetables in the trash and let it go bad? There's flies in the cabinet. What's wrong with you? You're supposed to dump that stuff out and seal it in a bag. Why do we have flies? I mean, that is clearly a rotted aroma. And I would hate to say that about any product, but I got to call it like I see it. Like, you know, you say, well, that umpire, no, he was standing right behind the plate. He knows he saw it right. You just mad because your team is losing. Go with this. I mean, so this one smells so wonderful. It's just like perfected. You know. Let's go with the taste. All those wonderful things I described, the sweetness, the vanilla, the oak, all those things. Here we go. The sugar, a little of that, like I said, that grape skin. It's a big, bold flavor, but in the taste, there's no wanky aroma. But the aroma is something. There had to be mold in those barrels or something. I don't get it. I don't understand. All right, well, let's look. I thought the really exotic and wonderful one, the exotic one, the fabulous one was the Hennessy, and I thought the kind of one was the Ansac, but let's see. Hey, I mean, this is being replicated. The one that I say with the rotted vegetable matter, that's the Hennessy V.S.O.P. I know I didn't. You say you're tired. You're tired. You woke up. I didn't do this wrong. I've been up since 3. What time was it? 3:30. Before 3:30, about 3:25. I drank 3 cups of coffee. I felt fine. I mean, I know what I'm pouring. I just don't know why I'm getting this result, because I thought that clearly the Hennessy would blow it out the water, that there would be no contest. It would be a joke, really, kind of a wasted examination. But the Hennessy is getting beat. buy a product that's at least half the price and a lower grade of VS, you figure it out. I can't figure it out. It's a mystery to me, but I mean, they both taste good, but if they both taste good, why would you pay 2 or 3 times the amount? I wouldn't. I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. People, this is the shock of the world. Carol says, off topic, what do you think about the new Deep Purple album? I didn't even know. I wasn't even aware that they had one. You know what? But I'm finished with that, because I've been finished with that situation for 33 years. Because I bought their Perfect Stranger in 1987. I mean 84. I still have the original album. You know, I liked it. It was fine. It was, but it was not this. It was not the same. Okay. I just listened and I said, you know, maybe sometimes you shouldn't get back together. After listening to like Machine Head and Live in Japan, and then you listen to Perfect Stranger, it's a little depressing. And I'm not ripping on Perfect Stranger is a credible album, and I don't mind it. But it's an example of probably that shouldn't have happened. So I just turned my back on it. I said, I don't want to deal with it. It's not up to standard. Of course, you could say that about anything Deep Purple did after 1973, but with the new regime. But so I'm not going to deal with the new album. Now, Jacob Miller said, what happened, Ron? What happened? I did a taste test where I thought clearly that the Hennessy V.S.O.P would tails over the Ansac, and the opposite happened. And it was a blind taste test. I did not cheat. This was not a setup. This is not some kind of clickbait, fake stage thing, which I think a lot of these things you see on the internet are fake. They're staged. They seem like they're acting like they're not. It's not legit. But maybe that's just a misapprehension or misunderstanding on my part. Like, you'll see these videos, college students try cheap beer, and then they're like, oh, this is terrible. I would rather drink paint than thinner. It's like, I don't think this is staged. Well, that's it. This is over. I said I was going to be shamed for the rest of my video review hobby. I will be shamed, but I'll still keep going on and on till the break of dawn. Break of dawn. Look, it's light now. I was shocked with the gin. Did the gin examination. You saw that. I did the Clubhouse versus Crown Rust. I thought Crown Rust was just, you know, I thought I wouldn't be able to tell them apart. But it was shocking because one was lemon lime and the other one was like more standard. So those were strange. To sum it up, I think when you do these liquors and beer, more so liquor though, and to some extent wine, but I've never done wine taste challenges because you can't really get so much the little bottles. You can get the little bottles like Behringer, Sutter Home. I could do that though, huh? But the liquor, there seem to be some a lot of surprises in it, right? A lot of surprises that seem totally unrelated to price. Like, you'll get something that's so cheap and you'll say, I can't believe it, it tastes so good. That, from, was it 2 years now, the Fleur de Lis Napoleon V.S.O.P French brandy, probably distilled in Paris. It's not cognac, but it's French brandy. That was so fabulous. I mean, one of the best I ever tried. I drank that whole 1 liter. It was so good. I mean, it's bottled in Cleveland, or now Illinois. I think the company got bought out, but it doesn't matter. You know, that's common. They ship stuff from Europe and they bottle it here. No big deal. Okay. It's in a container. It's in a container. It's sanitized, whatever. Sanitary. It's not going to get infected or corrupted, whatever. But I said, wow, for $12, it's unbelievable. On the other hand, I bought wine and liquor that were so disappointing. Like, I bought the Trader Joe's their sherry. It's like really cheap, like $4.99 for a bottle of sherry, cream sherry, dry sherry, or whatever. It's from some company in Spain. Oh, it's just bad. It just tasted bad. I mean, literally, like, not good. I drank it all, but I thought, why would I buy this? I mean, Taylor cream sherry is so much better. So I said I paid $4.99, and it's about $2 too expensive. So sometimes it doesn't work. And Trader Joe's is like a hit or miss place. Like, you can get some really good values, like Black Toad brown ale, fabulous. And you can get some nightmare experiences like Name Tag Lager. So that's a hit or miss place in my experience. But you're not paying too much anyway, so it's kind of worth it. All right, so this was bizarre, perplexing, confusing, and disturbing. But that's it. Video is over. He gone.